Alrighty guys, this is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena Draft video. Alright, I just finished up a Strixhaven draft. I think it's time to do some more Degenerate drafting, or at least explore a different archetype with Ikoria. Since I just want to diversify a bit, and Strixhaven, a much more balanced and fair set, but I'm pretty bored of it right now, so maybe we can just skyrocket our way into seven wins, forcing the cycling deck. We'll see. Okay, did we open up any cycling bombs? Did we open up something interesting? This pack, ooh, no cycling bombs. There's a Majestic Orcorn as a fine creature that can mutate, pretty decent card. Depth's Oasis, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, build 2 cards, okay. Then return a creature card with lesser mana value than the creature that died from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, sacrifice Depth's Oasis, you gain life equal to the highest mana among creatures you control. Doesn't seem that great. Like, if you do play this in a Reanimator deck, it can be a nice way to kind of maybe fill the yard whenever a creature dies, and get some value by returning a creature eventually. But it's overall just seems kind of janky and not that great. Yeah, I would have first picked him like maybe back for more if this wasn't in this pack, but maybe just force a cycling deck and just take Zenith Stinger here as probably the best card in the pack. The 2 other good cards include Essence Scatter and Deathweight, but this pack just sucks. Just take the Zenith Stinger for cycling. Take a Valiant Rescuer for cycling. Splendor Mare is also a pretty good creature in the cycling deck. There's Wingspan Mentor as probably the best mentor, since it gets flying and it can just enhance flying creatures, so this is great. And then at common, there's a Farfinder as a nice mutate target, a nice way to go into some sort of 3-color multi-card shenanigans deck. Of One Mind is a nice payoff for humans and non-humans. In this set, you don't really want to cast Divination. It's not like other sets where you can get value off of being slow and grindy. In this set, you really want to enable Of One Mind to draw, to do 1 mana draw a card, because the creatures not only tend to be quite large, but of course we know the cycling decks can get out of hand. But easy Valiant Rescuer. Mythic Uncommon. I mean, there's a crap ton of Mythic Uncommons in the cycling deck, so I'm not even gonna bother listing them. I think Imposing Venusaur, 1 mana cycler, Skull Prophet, decent for the black-green Reanimator deck. And there's a Gust of Wind, fine interaction spell that can replace itself, but take Imposing Venusaur. And Rooting Moloch, okay. Bots don't respect cycling. Gonna take it here over to Zenith Stinger Healer, because it just has so much value, and you can still cast this in the late game to bring back like a Valiant Rescuer or Zenith Stinger, which can come in handy. And it's just a solid body. Otherwise, I would take a Zenith Healer here. There's a Farfinder, but yeah, just take a Rooting Moloch. And we'll take our Snare Tactician, okay. If this wasn't this pack, probably take a Memory Leak over Sanctuary Smasher. 3 mana cycle is a lot, and unless you're playing large creatures, the first strike really isn't that relevant. It could be fine, like giving a 3-power creature a first strike, but 3 mana cycle isn't great, and this is better off in like some sort of red-green deck with creatures that have lots of high power and toughness. And then having like a 4/4 first striker can be quite powerful. But we're just going to take Snare Tactician here, the Mythic Common of the set. We'll take another Zenith Stinger over to Rumbling Rockslide. Wouldn't mind a copy of Rumbling Rockslide, but it just doesn't seem to be great in the cycling deck, since you tend to play a low land count. So, I mean, are we going to stop drafting the cycling deck? I don't know. Going to take the Lava Serpent over to land. On color spell that we can cycle, and also a creature that can sometimes just close out the game if you draw it late, and definitely has helped me win some games that were otherwise unwinnable. But as I say that, I mean win some games where the opponent was close to beating me. But yeah, I mean, yeah, cycling is just highly open. Probably gonna take the Coordinated Charge over Divine Arrow. I don't like situational removal spells, and this is still very good. Since it's an on-color cycler that I'm happy to main deck, and if we can go wide with the Valiant Rescuer, it can just smash the opponent and kill them. And then probably take another Coordinated Charge, don't want to mutate with the Majestic Oricorn. White is a color that cares least about mutating, but sometimes if you open up a busted bomb like Snapdax, you can maybe draft some sort of white splash as a mutate. But overall, this is a good card, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't really want to first pick it. But it can definitely help you stabilize, and a 4/4 Vigilance is also quite strong, but we'll take a Coordinated Charge here. And we'll just take a random Pyroceratops, put it in the sideboard. And then, don't think I'm taking any of these, just take a random 4-drop. And then we'll just take maybe a Swiftwater Cliffs in case we somehow end up Jeskai and splashing blue. And none of these really matter. And yeah. Alright, so the first pack went pretty awesome. First picked a Draenei Stinger, got past a bunch of cycling payoffs, and we should be able to 7-win this draft pretty easily. So let's move on. Maybe open up a pack 1, pick one Zenith Flare, or Reptilian Reflection, or a Flourishing Fox. Any Mythic Uncommon will do. And we didn't, but we opened up a Mythic Common, Snare Tactician, okay. Otherwise, there's a Frostville Ambush. Pack 1, pick one. Yeah, you take Snare Tactician over Auspicious Derricks anytime. This is a good card, though. Don't get me wrong. If you're in a Mutate deck, it's definitely quite powerful. But sometimes you can mutate this onto a creature, and all you really get off the top is a land. And the fact that you need to stack multiple creatures to mutate onto this is kind of bad, since you can get 2 for 1 pretty badly by a removal spell. But we're going to take Snare Tactician here for sure. Then here, I'll take a 1-mana Cycler. There's also Mythos of Nethroi as a pretty powerful spell I wouldn't mind first picking. It's kind of funny how red is so powerful in this set and so deep that you might actually take Fire Prophecy pack 1, pick one over a card like Mythos of Nethroi, which is a slam dunk pack 1, pick one in most decks. But yeah, the fact that red can go into the cycling deck, the fact that red can go into the sacrifice deck, and the fact that red can go to blue-red spells deck, and they're all really top-tier archetypes, makes it so that cards like these, you really want to maybe take a Fire Prophecy over this pack 1, pick one. But yeah, we're going to take a Draft Healer here. More 1-mana Cyclers are great. And yeah, we'll take more 1-mana Cyclers. There's an Unbreakable Bond for the Reanimator deck. If you can reanimate an 11-11 Trampler and gain a ton of life, you can maybe defeat the cycling deck. But it's still a bit of it still takes a bit of work to build around. And Flame Spill could use some solid removal. I'm definitely going to take it over to 1-mana Cyclers, which are again great, but we are lacking removal. I guess Snare Tactician is basically removal. But we have a lot of 1-mana Cyclers already, and cycling is definitely really open. So I don't mind just taking the Flame Spill as a solid removal spell that we don't mind casting for 3 mana. And the fact that this also tramples over excessive damage is also quite nice, since the damage can really add up with cards like Draenei Stinger. So yeah, let's just take over 1-mana Cycler. And then can take a Will of the All Hunter, 2-mana Cycler that can be also used as a pump trick, or a way to give creatures counters if you want to play defense. But yeah, not a bad cycling spell. And then we'll take another Draft Healer. We'll keep playing as many of these as we can. And okay, this is kind of our first whiff. Probably the first worst pack overall, but I mean, it's getting late in the pack anyways. Don't think I care about any of these cards. I'll just take a random 2-mana Cycler. Probably not going to end up playing it since it's off color and it's a 2-mana Cycler, but just in case we don't pick up any cycling spells, we'll just take it here. And could always play 1 copy of Cathartic Reunion in these cycling decks. Usually happy main decking 1 copy, since if you play multiple 2-mana Cyclers, you don't mind just discarding them right away, 2 of them right away, and just drawing cards to help hit your land drops, or discard lands in the late game to prevent a bit of flood from happening. And believe it or not, as weird as it seems where you play a low land count in a cycling deck, I've actually had a lot of success with Cathartic Reunion, so I don't mind picking a copy of this now, especially since there's no 1-mana Cyclers. So let's just take the Reunion, and then nothing else I care about. Maybe just take a random Helica Glider in case I need some sort of random evasive threat. Maybe I take the land in case I splash black. Don't think I'm playing Savai Sabertooth, especially with all these 2-drops we can play in cycle. Just take a random land. None of these matter. Just take the plains. And then Momentum Rumbler can be a filler creature if we need some sort of random 4-drop. This can be okay. I usually don't want to splash in the cycling deck, but sometimes you open up a busted cycling card in blue-red. I forgot, it's the 0-3 wall that whenever you cycle, you draw an extra card that you might want to splash for, but we'll see. Okay, another weird pack where we don't open any pack one, pick one insane uncommons in the cycling deck. Another Auspicious Stairs, another tricolored spell that sucks, enchantment that sucks, I mean. Probably just take a Rumbling Rock Slide, not sure if I'll main deck it, but, you know, removal is removal. Overall, just a very disappointing first pick. Ooh, there it is, Riel. But there's also Flame Spell and Snare Tactician in this pack. Wow. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be splashing Riel. I don't think it's necessary. Like, she's a good card, but honestly, I think it's too big of a stretch. This was the card I was talking about that you don't mind splashing the cycling deck, because it's just so strong whenever you cycle a card, you just draw an extra one. Probably just looking at the Snare Tactician here over Flame Spill. Just have more creatures on 3 that can attack and still tap things down as some sort of removal spell. Gonna take it here. Pack one, pick one. I would probably take Riel. Riel is just a complete bomb, and maybe end up in some sort of blue-red cycling deck or end up in Jeskai cycling. I mean, Flame Spill is also really good, but I would take Flame Spill over Snare Tactician since it keeps me more open in the pack one, pick one scenario. But here, I think the Snare Tactician just makes sense. Functions as a removal spell and a creature that can help us close out. And then we'll take a Fire Prophecy here, the best common in the set. I am not joking. I would take Fire Prophecy over Blood Curdle. Pack one, pick one. There's also Boon, but Fire Prophecy is just cheap, efficient removal. Can't pass up on it here. And then there's a random Fight as one, which I also don't mind in these decks, but there's also Raking Claws. Fight as one is fine, but we tend to have a ton of humans here. If we had like a couple of Prickly Marmosets, I would consider it. But Raking Claws can sometimes help us close out the game. It's a fine 2-mana cycler I don't mind main decking. So definitely not a reasonable card to have. So I'll take it here. Don't really want a Sanctuary Smasher. I mean, I could just take it here. I don't really want any of these 2-mana cyclers either. You know what, I'll take Sanctuary Smasher. Don't know if I'll try it out, but I'll put in the sideboard. Just as reference, and we'll take another Lava Serpent, although there's another Frostveil Ambush. How much 1-mana cyclers do we have? I think with 1 Lava Serpent we're fine. 2 could be nice, but I think we really want just more 1-mana cyclers to enable the Snare Tacticians. And that's really good, and we'll take more 1-mana cyclers. We'll just take all the 1-mana cyclers. And if we do have a higher density of 1-mana cyclers, we don't necessarily need the Cathartic Reunion anymore. Take a Frenzied Raptor. There was a 2-mana cycler, but again, I value them a lot less highly. And then take a 2-mana cycler here. And then take a Gust of Wind. Could use another 1-mana cycler in the deck. We already have Day Squad, Martial Rites, and Helica Glider, so it doesn't really matter here. Alright, just no Zenith Flare, but we should be able to get to 7 with this type of deck. It's just the power of cycling, just so absurd. You don't even need a Zenith Flare. Just cycle away, attack, attack, attack. Keep it simple. Our Zenith Flare is basically the command, the 2-mana pump trick. So what do we have here? I guess we're lacking playable, so we could just throw in some extra cards. So how about this? Let's move the 1-mana cyclers onto another side. These are 2-mana cyclers. This is a fine 2-mana cycler. This is a 1-mana cycler. This is a 1-mana cycler. This is a 2-drop. This is a 2-mana cycler. This is a 1-mana cycler. This is a 2-drop. And I guess I can main that Cathartic Reunion with all these 2-mana cyclers. I don't mind discarding away. This is a removal spell. And this is fine. Okay, so something like this. But yeah, it seems like we need some more playables. So we could just main deck all the cycling spells. Maybe I'm fine throwing in a Rumbling Rock Slide here on 4. As a fine removal spell I could play. Could always throw in all the 2-mana cyclers, like the double Hampering Snare. The question is, how many lands am I looking to play? 16. For every 1-mana cycler, you cut a land, right? So this is 1 land gone, 2 lands gone. I guess this is almost like 3 lands gone. And then I guess this is like 4 lands gone. So we want to be at least at like 13 lands, I guess. So we could just go 13 lands and just throw in a bunch of playables into the deck. So I could actually see myself throwing a Sanctuary Smasher as a 3-mana cycler, which I'm not too happy about, but you can still play on turn 6. Could always throw in double Hampering Snare as random cyclers, throw in another Barrier Breach as a 2-mana cycler, and then what do we take here? A random 3-mana spell, or Rumbling Rock Slide, or Momentum Rumbler, I mean. Very interesting choice. Could even run 14 lands. Maybe 14 lands is safer with all these cycling spells. Yeah, 14 lands could also just be reasonable. Let's take a look at the mana base first. Slightly favoring red, so maybe one extra mountain instead. And then how much is this? 14 lands. So just subtracting 3 lands from the deck with all these cyclers could be alright. Yeah, seems reasonable. I can also just ditch this Sanctuary Smasher. I mean, 3 mana to cycle isn't great, but I mean, it's still a 6-drop I can cast, and it kind of makes sense with what we're going for. And we already threw all the cyclers in, and I don't really want to play any of these other spells, which are just very medium and not very exciting. So, yeah, maybe we just run a 14-lander here, and that's totally fine. Let's give this a shot. All this deck needed was Zenith Flare. That was basically it. Or I could just run 15. I mean, I'm not actually opposed to running 15 lands here. Since our mana base is kind of even split, and I don't want to, yeah, I could just run 14 lands, just maybe cut the Sanctuary Smasher. It doesn't seem like a great card. And I don't really want to, like, miss out my land drops. So maybe 50 lands is still serviceable. I don't know why I'm thinking so hard here. I mean, I could just cut a 2-mana cycler, since the extra land actually benefits from the Sanctuary Smasher. I don't mind decking, so maybe Barrier Breach can just go, or maybe I just cut the Sanctuary Smasher since it's 3 mana to cycle, which isn't ideal, but could be reasonable. Maybe giving my creature first strike could be decent. You know what? At least it's a creature I can cast, so maybe I just play an extra lands. Because I'm kind of even split anyways here with the mana base, so I kind of want to just keep it even split and run 50 lands. And, you know, run this boring deck. Alright, opening hand, Snare Tactician, can cycle a 2-mana spell. Seems okay with 3 lands. Hopefully we can top deck a 2-drop. We'll see. Alright, can cycle a Coordinated Charge end of turn, and then maybe play a Snare Tactician, and hopefully pick up some more 1-mana cyclers. That's a good one. Alright, we'll just cycle away. He's probably just going to hit us for 1 anyways, there's no reason for him not to. And then we can still play a 4-mana Rumbling Rock Slide on something scary if we have to. Spell Eater Wolverine. Pretty interesting card. I might just Rumbling Rock Slide that instead. just to be mana efficient, and I can always attack back for 2, but he'll just attack back for 2 as well. I mean, I'm winning the race regardless, because what am I doing? Am I just going to sit back with Rooting Moloch? I could also just Flame Spill this since I have a 5 mana Rumbling Rock Slide. But to be mana efficient, maybe I just want to Flame Spill my hand, so I'm down to just killing this. And then, am I fine attacking for 2? I guess I am. Since I just want to deal as much damage in a cycling deck. Thieving Otter is a scary card. Can Rooting Moloch, or I can play Snare Tactician, attack, and then cycle 2 spells on his upkeep, and then play Rooting Moloch, get back the spell, because I don't really want to Rooting Moloch and get back a random coordinated charge, so I think I'm just going to cast a Snare Tactician here and attack. And then when he moves to combat, I'm going to cycle Dragon Stinger, tap 2 creatures down. Dragon Healer, I mean. Sure. So blue-red cycling versus red-white cycling. And his deck actually looks pretty solid. I think I'm cycling this and just tapping this down just in case something happens. Yep. And we want to tap the non-human creature so he can't mutate them at instant speed. Even a Dragon Stinger, okay. That's a strange attack. I'm not blocking it. Definitely a very strange attack. Could also cycle Dragon Healer on his attack steps. I mean, I could just play the Dragon Stinger here, right, and then cycle the Dragon Healer on his attack step, and then get back with a Rooting Moloch. And if he kills Dragon Stinger, I can Rooting Moloch and get back. So I think that's fine. I don't really need life gain in this match. Just need to cycle away essentially and just kill him. I do want to deal damage to him, but I think I need to let this resolve so I can tap the Thieving Otter down. Otherwise that's going to become a problem, and I don't want him drawing cards, so I think that's fine. And we can always get back with a Rooting Moloch, so there's some nice value. There's some nice value to be said about keeping it around. So let's just cycle here. Yeah, the Snare Tactician is just such a stupid combo. Like, yeah, it's just so stupid. Like, wow, he even attacks? I'm not sure if that's correct. I'll take 2. And I guess I can cast Rooting Moloch now. Yeah, I think I'm fine casting Rooting Moloch. Alternatively, I can cast the Dragon Stinger and then cycle, but I think I like the Rooting Moloch, get some value here, play the Dragon Stinger, second Dragon Stinger. And then I'm fine attacking with both. And then if he does, and if he does somehow take out my Rooting Moloch and gets to draw a card with the attack, it's still fine because, I mean, I guess I'm fine cycling away the Dragon Stinger before damage, so then I can tap both of these down in attack. Sure. Yeah, I'm fine cycling this. And yeah, I will tap down the Lava Serpent, and then tap down the Thieving Otter so he doesn't get to draw a card. Yeah, the Snare Tactician is just such a dumb card. And we can keep cycling, so how about we just cycle Flame Spill the 1/1 and kill him? Seems reasonable. I mean, he could also have that spell which gives neg 2, neg 0 to everything. I mean, that's definitely a interesting spell as well. But I still think we cycle here. Could maybe cast a healer first to gain some life. Forgot about that. Definitely making some dumb misplays here. Yeah, let's just flame spill this. Let's not waste time. And then I can still cast Strand of Healer and cycle on his main phase. Yeah, he's just dead here. The cycling deck is just so busted. Too busted, I mean. So busted, too busted. Same thing. Just one of them is worded incorrectly, and one of them is worded correctly, that's it. Ooh, Liliana, okay. Or Professor Onyx. Pretty interesting hand. We can maybe cycle into a spell, and we're on the play, so I'll try it. If not, we can always Cathartic Reunion our 2-mana cyclers, and try to dig for something good. But I'm always fine cycling a Go for Blood turn 1. Maybe hit a 2-drop of some sort. Or maybe ditch a land. Yeah, you know what? I'm fine ditching a land here. Even though we are lacking lands, it's fine. Do I want more white or more red? Probably more red. Ooh, there's our Snare Tactician, okay. Omniseas, okay. Alright, that's scary. But maybe we can start pressuring him with Snare Tactician and going from there. Might just play a 2-drop next turn if I miss my land drop, in order to apply more pressure and damage. Hopefully no Fire Prophecy. And second Omniseas, okay, so I definitely need to kill him fast here. Yeah, let's just move the combat here. Attack for 2, and then I'm fine playing out another Draft Healer here, and then cycling a 2-mass cycler or a 1-mass cycler end of turn, we'll see. Just need to apply pressure. Can always get back my cycling spells as well. So I mean, if I can get 3 Snare Tacticians online, it can be kind of gross. But I'm afraid of Omniseas turn 1 and turn 2. That's going to be a little bit tough to beat. And if he takes out my Snare Tactician, that's also going to become a problem. Oh no, Fire Prophecy, why? Why did he have to have a Fire Prophecy? Psycho Raking Claws here. Maybe we just need to play the Strand of Healer anyways. To deal some damage here. Alright, we might just get owned by a bunch of 8/8 Krakens. I think I'm happy playing out the Rooting Moloch just as a 4/4 that can hit hard and then get back maybe Raking Claws to deal a ton of damage to him. But yeah, 8/8s coming out of nowhere is definitely kind of scary, especially with all the 1-mass cyclers. So this guy knows what he's doing in a set. Draft blue-red or red-white cycling, take all the 1-mass cyclers and get all your payoffs. If he has Riel, that's even more broken. So he can make an 8/8 at instant speed. I think I'm fine with that. Although I'm probably going to lose here. If he does. Maybe I can grab a Snare Tactician and attack and then cast Raking Claws and cycle and tap something down. Our Prophecy was basically the worst case scenario. Wow, of 1 mine, so now he can make an 8/8 at instant speed. I mean, 2 8/8s, I'm pretty much dead here, right? So what can I hope to do here? Get a Snare Tactician top deck? And just win the game by tapping his stuff? Yeah, this isn't great. I think I'm just going to cycle the Zenith Flare and see what's up. Valiant Rescuer? I guess the game plan might just be to go wide now. So maybe I can just cast this and then make a bunch of 1/1s all day. So Raken Claws unfortunately has to go. I don't think we can attack into this. I could attack and trade into an 8/8, but that doesn't seem great. So now the game plan might just be to go wide here with the Valiant Rescuer. Make a bunch of 1/1s. Definitely an uphill battle here. You can make 2 8/8s to start beating down. Or maybe I should just concede. Let's just concede. Yeah, I can't beat a turn 2 Omnis Seas into a turn 3 Omnis Seas. It's just really bad. It's just really difficult. And Omnis Seas is definitely one of those insane 2-drops you want in the blue-red cycling deck, and the opponent definitely drafted the right archetype, so congrats to him. Alright, Snare Tactician, cycle a 1-drop, cycle a 2-drop, go from there. Okay, double Snare Tactician, always good. Just gonna cycle the Coordinated Charge, since the Lava Serpent I can at least maybe cast on turn 6. The age-old question is, where's my Zenith Flare? Three mana of 1 mine. Of course, not what you want to do in this set. Just attack and then play another Snare Tactician and just go ham. Cycling a Migratory Greathorn to hit a land drop, sure. Probably has some sort of weird trick, so maybe I'm fine still cycling away a Sanctuary Smasher at this point. Or at least casting it. You know what, let's cycle a Starling Development, should be fine. Just get the annoying blocker out of the way. In case he has some sort of dumb pump trick and attack for 4. Land is decent. Don't mind just casting a Zenith Flare, because I will have an additional board presence, which could be nice. Yeah, and 2 Snare Tacticians should be able to also just keep tapping their stuff down. Heron, sure. We'll let it resolve, and then we'll tap it down, attack for 6. Don't even think it matters. Yeah, the cycling deck is just so stupid. This card should have been uncommon. Oh wow, triple snare tactician. I don't know how you can get out of this one. And then we have a turn 6, 2 6-drops next turn. One of them is a 5/5 haste as well. So unless he kills a snare tactician, he's basically dead. Okay, that's one gone. Can he kill a second one? Maybe he can. Okay, so 2 gone. Alright, so it's happening. But I'll just cast a 6/6 haste if you like. I mean a 5/5 haste if you like. And smash for 5. And if you want chump, you lose both creatures. And then Dragon of Stinger can just burn you out. Don't even need to cast a Sanctuary Smasher. Just cycle it for 3 mana, give the Lava Serpent first strike, and go from there. Right, that's cute. Yeah, let's just play a Dragon of Stinger. And then we'll cycle away Sanctuary Smasher. Tap it down. Give his first strike. Ping him, attack. Yeah, he's basically dead here. Right, Dragon of Stingers, I mean they stack, so we'll just do it. And hopefully we eventually get a land drop. You might want to save the 1-mana Cycler, just pair so well with these Dragon of Stingers, but it also allows me to hit my land drops. So, might still be worth cycling the Starling Development turn 1. Yeah, it might be worth cycling the Starling Development turn 1. Although maybe it's fine still keeping it as a 1-mana Cycler because it's pairs so well with the Dragon of Stingers. And once I get my Dragon of Stingers online, I can just deal a ton of damage. So I don't actually mind just keeping it. Okay, and then we can just keep pinging him. Land is nice, so now I can Dragon of Stinger and then end the turn cycle away Starling Development now. And then just start going to town. The cycling deck can be really stupid at times. Probably see a Fire Prophecy here. Gust of Wind, sure. We'll just recast it and ping him. And we can always cycle a 2-mana Cycler or just cast a Will of the All Hunter and take out the Glimmer Bell. Um, you know what? I might just attack and take this out. Although the card advantage is pretty nice. But this being able to him being able to mutate something on this next turn can be kind of scary, so I think I'll attack here, and then I'll cast Will the All Hunter. Yeah, you know what? Let's just pump it. Get rid of this annoying flyer, which he can mutate onto, and do synergies with. Since he already has a Gust of Wind, I don't want him to cast a second one here. That's fine. Yeah, probably fine cycling Go for Blood first. Maybe we top deck a Snare Tactician or a Flame Spill off the top. Yeah, I mean, really fun and interactive, right? We can always cast Rooting Moloch, get a Will of the All Hunter, or just cycle it and then get a land 5 and 5/5 haste creature. Rooting Moloch is fine, but I think I'm liking the cycle here. Maybe cycle Raking Claws first, or cycle the Rooting Moloch, I think. Don't need to cast it this game, I don't think. I think we can just ping him to death with the Draenor Stingers. And a Rock Slide. Okay. Yeah, we'll just say go. And then end of turn we'll cycle Raking Claws, and then the following turn maybe we surprise him with a Lava Serpent. So we'll give him a turn to breathe, but hopefully he doesn't mutate like an Archipelago out of nowhere. The opponent's already at 9 life with 2 Draft Stingers on the battlefield. It's so insane. And he can't even give another creature flying, and is forced to stay back essentially. It's cute. Can I just draw 5 Cyclers and kill you? I mean, I just need to draw 5 cycling spells, so I don't really even need to cast the Lava Serpent. In fact, I can just cycle away, basically, and kill him. So why not just start with a Frostspell Ambush here? And this doesn't play, he doesn't have a removal spell, and then I'm fine just cycling the 2-mana Cyclers. And if I get a land drop, I'll play the land, cycle the Sanctuary Smasher. You can also just cycle another 2-mana Cycler, so then I might top deck into a 1-mana Cycler and finish him off, so maybe that's just better. Alright, close. So he needs to take out both my Draenor Healers this turn. But yeah. So need 2 removal spells to take these out. Don't mind taking 3, don't care about taking 3. Just cycle away and kill him. Don't care about this. Also don't care about that. Decent blue-red spells deck, but yeah, you're not going to beat cycling. Good luck. Yeah. And with Zenith Flare, it's even more busted if we have it, so didn't even need to play anything, just sit back on 2 Draft Stingers and just cycled and mowed them down. That was like, I think that was like 2 turns. I just did up to over 10 damage in 2 turns, which is pretty insane. Okay, do I keep this? A 1-lander is not necessarily where you want to be, but on the draw, it could be reasonable in a cycling deck. I actually don't hate keeping a 1-lander. And we can easily draw into some lands on turn 2, but the opponent's also playing a cycling deck, so alright, I guess it's a mirror match. Just say go, make sure we cycle so we can at least hit our land drops. But he's playing blue-red cycling instead, okay. Pretty reasonable. Because I do want to hit my 3rd land for Snare Tactician and increase my chances, so I'm fine cycling, and we'll cycle in response. So blue-red cycling versus red-white cycling. Or Jeskai. He could also be Jeskai cycling. So he probably cycles to hit his land drop here. Hopefully no 2-drop. So I can at least hit him for 2 and then play a Snare Tactician. And he does get a 2-drop, okay. Right, I guess we'll play our Snare Tactician and say go. Next turn we can cycle, even cast Go for Blood to take this out. I might actually want to take this out since the life gain is a bit annoying. Let's see. So what can I do here? Could Go for Blood, attack, Go for Blood, kill Draenei Stinger, and then cycle and attack. Seems reasonable. Because I don't want him gaining life against my cycling deck, so I think this is fine. And then I'm fine just cast cycling a Raking Claws and then attacking. And fine taking some damage back because he doesn't have a single instant or sorcery in the graveyard, so this is fine. And again, I don't like him gaining life, so this is okay. Rumbling Rock Slide, I guess he's more afraid of that. Attacks me for 2. Yeah, we might just cast a Rooting Moloch this game and get back to Draenei Stinger. I don't hate that. And this also blocks the 3/3 quite well. And we also attack for 2, which is nice. So it's getting some nice value off the Rooting Moloch there. So dead block the Spell Eater Wolverine. Might not have to. It might be fine taking 6. Since the Snare Tactician can just tap this down. Okay, Flame Spill's nice. But I might just prefer to play the Draenei Stinger here. Cycle a Draenei Healer. And then attack with both, and if he has a removal spell, I can always cast Will the All Hunter. Ooh, even Fire Prophecy. Fire Prophecy is nice, but maybe we just Flame Spill this. Do the excessive damage and attack him for 6. So, opponent also with a red-white cycling deck, but doesn't have a Snare Tactician or Draenei Stinger on the battlefield. Has to play the filler Wolverine, which isn't all that great. You could also have a Zenith Flare here. A Zenith Flare would kind of be devastating, but I mean, I guess at this point, he really can't cycle into a Zenith Flare. And I also have a pump spell to finish the game. Yeah, good games. Jeez, imagine all these cyclers with the Zenith Flare. It would be pretty insane, so... Okay, I mean, hey, if we have white mana, I mean, this can is great if we can get white mana. It's kind of lackluster if we don't. I mean, on the draw, maybe it's still okay. I mean, Valiant Rescuer on turn 2 is busted, so I think I'll try it. And at the very least, we can maybe cycle away a coordinated charge. We'll say go. Yeah, maybe find cycling one coordinated charge away, and then hopefully get my white mana sorted. Okay, Dread Stinger seems fine. This 3-mana cycler is annoying. Yeah, the Sanctuary Smasher for the most part hasn't been doing anything, so I might just cut it now. I mean, it might become a 6-mana 6/4 first strike this game, but it's still kind of slow and clunky. Might actually prefer 2-mana cycle over it now that I think about it. So a back for more deck. Okay, can always cycle first. I can always flame spill this too. I think I cycle a 1-mana cycler first and see what's up. White mana. Probably just gonna find casting Flame Spill here since it's a pretty decent target, and then I can attack for 2, and then start cycling with the Value Rescuer and going wide. And then we can always just cycle away the Sanctuary Smasher, which I can still cast as a 6/4, to be honest. But at this point, probably not necessary, so I might just cut this card from the library. It doesn't seem great. And hopefully he doesn't Unbreakable Bond and get like an 8/8 lifelink creature. Otherwise, I'm probably just going to concede. This is the type of deck that wants to play the Unbreakable Bond and get an 8/8 lifelinker, which can totally destroy us. Okay, hopefully no Unbreakable Bond. That's kind of like our worst nightmare. Yep, even Heartless acting a 2/2. Jesus. The opponent's not messing around. Okay. Cast a Rescuer, and then cycle a Sanctuary Smasher end of his turn. Give this a first strike at least, and maybe it can become a good attacker towards an opposing opponent, and then we can maybe cycle away a land, we'll see. I guess I can Fire Prophecy now. Alright, let's punish him. Awesome. And I don't think I wanted to... Yeah, you know what? Let's loot away. No, let's decline. I want all these cyclers. So now I can cycle Sanctuary Smasher or just cast him. Like casting him as a 6-mana 6/4 is not that bad. And hopefully he doesn't have some sort of reanimate spell, which can be kind of annoying. So Unbreakable Bond would suck here. Does he seriously have the Unbreakable Bond? What a joke. I guess Snare Tactician is great now. And I just want to stay back and cycle end of turn to deal with this. Yeah, let's just say go. And then before combat we can cycle and tap this down and then attack next turn and then tap it down again. And then maybe kill him before he gets an attack in. That's also pretty nice synergy. So Jund Reanimator. It's kind of cute. Do we want Coordinated Charge or Raking Claws? Probably Raking Claws, since I can make the 6/4 into a double striker and kill him. Although something can be said about the Coordinated Charge going wide. So, and I don't think he has any instance that can deal with this unless it's a Flame Spill. And I think if he has a Flame Spill, he'd rather take out the Snare Tactician. So I can easily just Raking Claws the Sanctuary Smasher and kill him next turn, I guess. What's this? I don't know what he's playing. Okay, let's move the combat. Let's attack with all. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You know what? I'm just gonna Raking Claws here. Let's not waste time. And hopefully no ram through. Yeah, he's just dead. Okay, I guess the Sanctuary Smasher wasn't that bad after all. it kind of gave us the victory. Otherwise, we'd still be cycling and tapping it down. But it's by no means like amazing still. But I might be convinced to still play it in this deck. So 5-1. Let's keep this up. Okay, no creatures. Not really liking this hand. I mean, maybe we can cycle into something like we usually do, so maybe it's still worth keeping. And then, yeah, now we're getting our land, so I'm hoping we can cycle into some goodies. So, alright, Savai Sabertooth can be kind of annoying. Maybe it's worth trading like a Dranav Healer for it. Like right now, I think I'm fine trading this because the damage on this thing could add up. I could also take it and gain some life, but I think saving 3 life here is fine. And wow, Mechagodzilla. That's a scary card. Wow, even gains a counter. Jesus. Don't know how we're supposed to deal with this. Maybe I'm supposed to just block and then use Fire Prophecy to kill at end of turn. Might just have to make that play, so we'll say go. Hopefully no hexproof. Okay, I think I'll block this and then try to take out with a Fire Prophecy end of turn. It's just too powerful, so I have to go for this. And then hopefully no pump spell. Checkpoint Officer is kind of annoying. And I think I'm fine discarding the Sanctuary Smasher here. Another Dranav Healer can maybe fight the Checkpoint Officer. So I could cycle Imposing Vantasaur here to try to ensure a land drop. I think I will. And now I can fight the Checkpoint Officer, which I think is a pretty important key creature to take out. I'm using up a bunch of my spells, which I could be cycling away, but I think it's important to take this out. And then say go. Wow, Mutate. Oh, wow, Mutate getting back. Mechagodzilla, wow. Yeah, it's good games. Alright, you got me, you got me, you got me. Unless I top deck a Flames. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's game over. Just too much value, and the opponent casting Mechagodzilla on curve and mutating is pretty darn devastating, so I'm not gonna waste my time. The good players just know when to concede a game, so we don't waste time here. Okay. Not going to say no to a million Snare Tacticians. And probably not going to cycle here because I just want to keep it as a one-man cycler. Yeah, it's probably not worth it. Although, maybe cycling once could be alright. I mean, this might increase the chances that I find a 2-drop to cycle, to cast next turn. Okay. Just want to hit a density of spells here that I can cast. Hopefully we can take out the mutate creature if he decides to mutate next turn. And that can be totally fine. Maybe see a removal spell. Sure. Cavern Whisper. So I do want to save a land. So I can discard it with the Cavern Whisper. Still maybe fine playing out one planes, and then he can make me discard the other one. And then I can Rumbling Rock Slide and take this out. He can mutate, make me discard a land. I can tap it down to prevent 4 damage, and then kill it. Not bad mutate target since he has a blocker now. But yep, I'm going to let this resolve. Could also just take 4. Save my cycling spell. But 4 is a lot, so I think I'm going to cycle and tap this down. And then we're going to say go. Probably going to lose this match if he keeps drawing creatures and we're not getting anything. Mentor, okay, that's fine. It's not a bad creature to allow him to stay back. Yeah, it's hard to win without Zenith Flare these days, but I can hopefully start top decking into some goodies. We'll see. Zagoth Mamba, pretty annoying as well. With Zagoth Mamba on the battlefield, might not want the Dragon of Stinger, since it just gives -2/-2 to something, so I think I'm going to cycle this away and tap down the 1/3. Yeah, I think I'm fine playing the Windscarred Crag, attack for 2, and then cycle pre-combat, tap this down. He's gonna put counters onto this, but I'll make him use his mana. Probably keep land to prevent to play around the mutate effect from Zagoth Mamba. I guess I have to discard the land now, sure. Yeah, probably gonna cycle a Raking Claws end of turn. I mean, on this turn before he attacks. Maybe play a 5/5 haste creature to slow down the aggression. I mean, a 6/4 first strike is actually not that bad, so I might actually play that instead. Maybe I'm fine taking 4, and the 6/4 can hit back for a lot more. Fine taking 6, I can swing back, tap down the Cavern Whisperer. Ooh, Frostlinks, that's a good one. Yeah, Frostlinks is a problem. Probably fine cycling the Hampering Snare here. Tapping down Frostlinks and then attacking. Yeah, maybe I just need a 2-mass cycler to keep the Cavern Whisperer at bay, so I'll attack for 2. So I'm hoping I draw into a cycler here, but we can cycle this at least. And we just got land, so he can put us to 2, which doesn't feel great. So I need to draw into multiple cyclers here. Ooh, Valiant Rescuer is not bad. And I can always keep the... I can always keep the Flyer back. This has first strike. So, let's see. Yeah, you know what? I like the Valiant Rescuer here. I like the land. And I can always double block the 4/1. So I can still attack for 2 here, I think. And hopefully he doesn't top deck retools. They go. Tap down the Baby Godzilla, keep the 6/4 first strike on defense. Hopefully no mutate spell here. Ooh, that's good. So yeah, we probably want to play the Snare Tactician here, and then attack with the 6/4, and then cycle the Lava Serpent here. If I'm playing out land, I think we just say go. Cycle, tap these 2 down. We can also cycle Rooting Mob. I think we're fine just saying go here. And then wait end of turn until the opponent plays something, and then we can kill him on the backswing. That's fine, I can just cycle and kill him here. Definitely want to do that now before I top deck a land. Yeah, the cycling deck is pretty stupid. Really close game, but yeah. So currently 6-2. Just need one more victory. The final bosses so far have been a bit of a puzzle, but we still managed to get there. So the Sanctuary Smasher actually did a lot of work that game. Just being a 6/4 first striker on defense was nice. we face against this guy earlier? I think we did, but now we have Valiant Rescuer on turn 2 on the play, so that's even more broken. So yeah, we'll just cast Valiant Rescuer and start cycling, if it survives. Well, I guess it's a different opponent because he's main decking a companion, so yeah, brave opponent. So it's all creatures, or all spells. Probably all creatures. Probably fine cycling a Coordinate charge here, and then if I top deck a 1-mana cycler, I can cycle on his turn to make a 1/1 as well. Snare Tactician is great. Sigo. The Glimmer Belt can also start tapping itself too, so it might be a problematic creature I might want to take out. Friddled, okay. Then we just cast a Snare Tactician, Sigo, and then we can start setting up our engine here. Gotta keep in mind that this can untap itself, so it might actually pose to be a problem, actually. So he might just keep all his mana available, but I guess he wants to throw in a Mori, which I can eventually kill. Brushwag is kind of annoying. Dragon of Stinger. I mean, we could just Dragon of Stinger and cycle the Rooting Moloch, to be honest. It's actually not a bad idea. Rooting Moloch can get back a... I mean, Rooting Moloch becomes a 4/4 though, but I'm not planning to cast a Coordinated Charge next turn anyways. I could also attack this turn, cast a Coordinated Charge, and maybe blow him out. But if he puts a 2/2 in front of this, it's going to be a bit of a problem. So maybe we're fine just playing the Dragon of Stinger here. If I cycle this, he could always double block. So I think we just say go. Take it slow, and then once he casts Umori, we can just kill it. Which I'm completely fine with. I can also tap this down and then cast Coordinated Charge. But now with Serrated Scorpion, it feels kind of bad. But maybe it's worth it. Yeah, I might just cast Coordinated Charge this game just to take out his team. I can also Rumbling Rock Slide. And then tap one of his other creatures down and attack. Yeah, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's not waste time here. Otherwise, his board is just going to fill up. He gets the ramp. The Almighty Brushwag becomes a problem. I'm hoping he doesn't know about Coordinate Charge, but at Mythic rank, he should be thinking carefully here. Yeah, I think he knows about it now. So you definitely should consider some blocks. Okay. And we'll blow him out. And all of our creatures survive as well. We don't have to Rumbling Rock Slide this just yet. It is an annoying card, but I can still keep cycling and then smashing at the same time. But yeah, that was a pretty nice attack. The Coordinate Charge really got him there. Basically got a nice 3-for-1 since all my creatures survived. And I just cast a Coordinate Charge and kill 3 creatures. The Glimmer Bell was going to become a problem because it was going to untap itself, and then this could have also pumped itself. So actually not that bad for me there. Hoping I guess I can always... Yeah, I'm fine taking 6. I can always cycle and swing back. And we can also make a chump blocker. Could also Rumbling Rock Slide here, which could also be reasonable. Yeah, this creature's annoying. Let's just kill it. then I think I'm fine attacking, and then we can cycle Raking Claws for Gopher Blood on Umori. We can also fight the Fertilid here, which could also be reasonable. Maybe I'm fine still cycling Raking Claws because it's just really expensive. Ooh, double Zenith Stinger to close out the game can be kind of fun. Another Honey Mammoth. Wow, this opponent just loves these Honey Mammoths, but we can just smash him to death. I still think it's Zenith Stinger here, or maybe I just cycle twice in attack. Definitely an interesting decision. Yeah, you know what? I actually don't mind a Zenith Stinger. And I still make a 1-1 that can stay back as well. So I don't mind doing this. Cycle twice, triggers, make more 1-1s, tap a bunch of shit down. Zenith Healer can tap shit down as well. And then we can just chump block all day essentially and burn him out. This is just so disgusting. So yeah, I guess this is just going to be our final Ikoria because we've been doing this draft a million times and it's just really annoying and boring. So there you guys have it. Without no Zenith Flare, and you still can get to 7 with this stupid deck. So try to avoid drafting green guys and just draft red. Be in the red camp. And thank you guys for watching this video. Yeah, there's not much to think about. I think I made like 6 cycling videos already in my channel, and they're basically all the same deck. So we're just going to claim a prize and stop doing this Degenerate crappy set, and then move on with our lives and do some balanced sets like Strixhaven. So yep, pack 1, pick 1, Ikoria. Do we just take the Prickly Marmoset over the Trumpeting Gnar, which usually in other sets you prefer just to take the uncommon. Both of these are good. I mean, the Trumpeting Gnar is a really good card in a correct mutate deck, but of course the Prickly Marmoset is also one of those insane commons that can get out of hand. There was one draft where I just played 2 Prickly Marmosets. The opponent decided not to block them in a single attack, and then it just did 16 damage to their faces. It was pretty disgusting. Yeah, the cycling deck is just easy to draft. There's so many powerful commons. Especially the Prickly Marmoset. All the uncommons are almost mythic ranking. Of course, there's no insane mythics in cycling besides the turtle, Yadara. But the fact is, you know, the uncommons are all insane. Flourishing Fox, Valiant Rescuer, Zenith Flare, especially Reptilian Reflection, and then Snare Tactician, Prickly Marmoset, and the Fire Prophecy and Pacifism are all quite insane. Same with the Zenith Stinger. You might as well just take Prickly Marmoset and give yourself a little bit more flexibility. Like, sure, you can play this in a blue or green deck, but overall, it's a little bit difficult to cast too. And then just this just becomes unblockable. Difficult to block and difficult to attack into, so easy Prickly Marmoset. Just force a stupid common, and then here just take a ram through, unless you open up Reptilian Reflection or Yadaro or some insane rare. Maybe open up Mythos of Vodrock in a cycling deck and it's completely busted, but yeah, ram through is probably the best card in this pack. So, yeah, alright, we're going to stop doing Ikoria. I'm going to wait until the next quick draft arrives and draft that instead with my 4K gold, but I'm just tired. It's stupid. I didn't even need Zenith Flare this draft, and we still got to 7 and 2. Yeah, we definitely lost to some decks. I think it was one deck where the opponent managed to reanimate Mechagodzilla from his graveyard, and then the other deck, I forgot, the opponent had the Omnis Seas on turn 1, 2, and then on turn 3 he played another one, and it was definitely hard to win against that one. But anyways, yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and let's stop drafting Ikoria before our heads explodes. Okay, have a good one. Take care. Bye.